Hi, Rich Tehrani here in the TMC newsroom at the Telex CBX 2009 event in Manhattan. Today we're speaking with Grant Kirkwood, who is the CTO and founder of Mzima. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great, thanks for being on our program today.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
So give me the overview of your company, please.
So Mzima was founded in 2002 to be a high-performance IP transit provider. We generally serve mostly content markets. Most of the major CDNs are our customers. We built out our network starting in 2002 and 2003, and we got into major peering locations like the Equinix data centers and the peering exchanges in Europe. And our mission has been to deliver content right to the edge, not as a CDN, but as a provider for large content providers.
Great, and how's the market been in the last few years?
The market's been great. The trends in the online content arena have seen tremendous growth, obviously, over the last few years. We found that the large content providers are sometimes doubling on a monthly basis, it seems like. So it's been very good for us.
Great. In terms of future growth, where are you looking?
Our future expansion plans are largely international at this point. We feel like we've built out the U.S. to the extent that we really want to. We're looking at South America, the Middle East, and Asia.
And why should a company call you if they're looking for your services or services like yours?
So we're the only Tier 2 network provider that really focuses on performance for our network services, and we use peering as a performance enhancer, whereas most of our competition uses peering as a cost savings measure. So for customers that are looking for really sensitive, latency, packet loss, jitter, really sensitive metrics like that, we're the network of choice.
Can you explain what you mean by the way you're using peering and how it's different than others?
Sure. So whereas you might find some networks will peer with a network in one location and not another, and they might have to take traffic across their backbone, maybe across the country, to hand off that traffic at that lowest cost peering point. We have a very strict set of policies that say we overlap our networks everywhere the peering networks overlap with ours. So content on our network in one region stays within that region rather than crossing from region to region to reach that end user.
So you'll use peering when necessary, but not if it affects the performance.
Correct. It's always performance-based routing.
Okay, that's very exciting. The kinds of customers that you have right now, can you go into some of the categories?
They're largely large content providers. So almost all of the major CDNs are our customers. Independent sites, things like eHarmony and Barnes & Noble. Those are the types of customers that we typically sell to in the kind of large data center space.
Okay, now the network topology, you were talking to me a little bit about that before we got on camera. Could you go into that a little bit?
So we have a two-tier network topology. We have an IP network that's strictly for IP transit and bandwidth, and beneath that we have a completely separate, dedicated optical transport network that we've built with Ciena. And we actually just announced that we've deployed PBB-TE-based infrastructure with Ciena to offer carrier Ethernet transport services.
Which is supposed to be a very efficient mechanism of transporting traffic, right?
Correct. It has several inherent advantages over MPLS. It's transparent. It allows you to bridge different discrete provider networks together into a seamless end-to-end solution. But it's also very efficient. It's very cost-effective because it's separate from that IP network. Unlike a traditional MPLS network where you have to use your very expensive MPLS core network to deliver those services, it's separate. It's layer 2. And you don't have to enable those expensive BGP, OSPF, and MPLS services on the ports that you provide your carrier Ethernet services on.
So that allows you to give more cost-effective solutions to customers?
Correct.
Okay, great. So what's the next phase for your company?
The next phase is move into the enterprise space. So whereas we've traditionally been all content, we are looking now towards managing complex network deployments for enterprise groups and international carriers. So whereas a company might have a remote location and they want to connect back to a data center, we can actually deploy the Ciena PBB solution with a CPE device as a managed service at their customer premise location and take it across our backbone and make it appear as a seamless end-to-end Ethernet circuit for them.
And when do you think that'll be happening?
We've got it deployed and it's enabled on our backbone now, and we have the first kind of initial tranche of customers up and running already on it.
Great.
So we're taking customers on board now.
Great. How do people find out more about your company?
Our website's www.mzima.net.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being on the program today.
Thank you for having me.